A long, long time ago, my family lived in Salerno, Italy, until one of my old family members decided to move to the United States. Here, let me start at the beginning. My great-great-great-grandfather, Alfred, was a brown-haired, skinny boy. He lived in Spain. One morning, he heard his mom talking to a neighbor. She said, "I don't know what I'm going to do with the boy. He ought to be in school, but his mama has his birth certificate." And then she explained how she had stole him when she was as a baby when she was babysitting him and his family. And then my great-great-grandfather knew what he had to do. So he stowed away on a cargo ship and put himself into a little wooden box. Being a 7-year-old boy, scared and alone, he stayed inside the box for 2 or 3 days until the captain spotted him. The captain was moved in his heart, and he wanted to help the little boy find his family. On the journey, the captain made little Alfred work on the ship as a cook. He had began to figure out quickly that baking was something he enjoyed doing and one of his skills and passions, and it followed him his whole life. It took some time, but the captain had located the whereabouts of his family, and little Alfred was excited to meet his mother and father, and his brothers and sisters. As soon as the ship got to hit the land in Italy, he set off for Salerno to meet his family, but found out that his mom had died a couple years before his arrival. Alfred still had a bunch of family, in fact, 10 brothers and sisters and his dad. They were so happy and so surprised to see him that they had all the family come over to celebrate. There were tears of joy, laughter, and most important thing, he knew that his real family loved him so much more than his fake mom. After spending some time with his family, Alfred had an unquenchable desire to voyage the world on the ships his captain friend was sailing. He traveled the world for several years, learning 4 languages, all while perfecting his baking skills on the ship he lived on. At age 22, he wanted to leave and go to America. So he got in another ship and went to New York City. When he got to New York City, he thought the geography was amazing and so beautiful, and he felt like he was in an anachronism, and everything was so big and everyone was so busy that he felt like he was in an optical illusion. After a couple years of settling into his new home and land, he found my great-great-great-grandmother Eleonora. He married her and opened his own Italian bakery. It was called Caiazzo and Sons, but they tore it down in 2015. An interesting fact is that thousands of Italian Americans, when reporting to Ellis Island, had their names changed because of typos. My last name used to be Caiazzo, but now it is Caiazza because of that mistake. About 10 years before he died at age 88, an old newspaper article was written about him and his life story. My parents keep it in the hallway for everyone to see and displayed proudly in front of a bunch of people.